Howdy, y'all. We're going to continue working on Hammer vs. Onion. I've gone through and did a little bit of camera work today. Kind of polished it up a little bit. I think we'll be able to finish at least the animation portion today, heading into doing the sound work. This is currently where we're at. We have to finish up animating the ghoul, and then it's on to the last bit here. What's up, Flavio? What's up, Stick Animations? How you doing, buddy? Okay. Let's get to it. You know, I think I want to add something to this, like, getting ready pose. I feel like I can add one frame here. Yeah, that's better. Me when the hammer is hammering the ground. It doesn't show anything. Big onion. Smooth. I'm feeling it, dude. I feel like I'm getting somewhere, man. I'm really happy with this. I feel like this came out really nice. What's up, Hokaru? This smear carried. This is one of my favorite smears right now. Also, I've never really done smears that last like multiple frames in a row. Like, look how many there are here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 smear frames almost in a row. Dude, and the impact frames are so simple too. They're my favorite thing. It's trace the highlights with a black background, trace the lowlights, essentially the opposite, in black. Dim out. Have you still been animating every day? If so, what day are you on? No, I failed my challenge of animating every day. When I got sick, it broke my cycle, and once it broke my cycle, I had to like get back into it, and that's when I started doing a lot of my gardening work while the weather was nice. So I actually failed like 20-something days in. But that's okay. You just gotta get back up on the horse. And that's what we're doing. Today we gotta do the face to the ghoul, and then we can move on. So let's do that. Let's see here. I'm gonna go ahead and grab this. I'm actually gonna match the frames right now, so I don't have to worry about doing it later. The face, guys, and mouth for the ghoul is really simple. It's definitely very primitive, but it works. This is what I do. I just have my yellow and pressure sense. Maybe I'll just do the eyes right now. I'm just not worried about the mouth yet. I'll go back and do the mouth. This is literally it. Nothing too snazzy. But for our little ghoul guy, it gets the job done. That's what counts. Okay. I use his eyes as a means to show his head rotating as well. Because I can kind of wrap the eyes around the head. And it helps showcase what direction the ghoul is trying to travel to. Perfect. Now we'll do the mouth. The mouth is even more simple. I use it almost as a way to like cut into the green of his face. See that? It's like I'm cutting into his face. Really easy way. And I don't have any like solid structure to his face. So like it's almost like he has like a gooey consistency in my mind. So like his mouth doesn't have to have like actual structure to it in any way. Every frame he could have like more teeth or less teeth. The goo connects in different ways. Like, do you sleep? What do you mean? What are you talking about? I actually slept pretty good. Seems like you're always on here? No, I'm just probably just meeting you at the right TDY, like, break time or whatever. I streamed for like 5 hours yesterday. And I'm basically on the same schedule today. I'm on at the same time. I miss the good old days, dude. Same. Are you, Garrett, still playing Fortnite? There's supposed to be a new season or new event coming pretty soon. As far as what my kid's telling me. Not so much since I've been out here because the internet sucks. Oh, that's dog water, dude. That'd be a deal breaker for me right there. If the internet's not good, I'd be like, nah, I'm good. Pass, thanks. Okay, I think this is done. I think his face is done. I mean, it's okay, and the fact after playing on a computer, going to console again. Oh my god, yeah, no thanks. A million times pass. Okay, we need to add the text for this, don't we? Yeah, it's 10. Next one's 25. Oops. Yeah, dude, that's where it's at. Gaming after the stream. Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. Have you spoken to Garrett recently? Where is the 50? Oh, it's right here. Except I don't want it to be 50, it's 25. That's fine, I can change it. So, what am I doing right now? I'm just doing this. Or like in general, I am animating and I am gardening. That is what I'm doing, sir. Come on. Look over here. I'm not really doing any job right now, to be honest. I guess. I just sell some Pokemon cards when I need some money. But otherwise, I'm not really doing anything job-wise. I'm not officially, anyways. Honestly, I had so many issues nonstop with acquiring product, and then issues with PayPal and Shopify and allocate, like just issue after issue after issue after issue after issue that it just really burnt me out. Like, I had everything up against me just on an infinite loop so many times that it made my job so miserable on so many levels. So I just took a break. I've been doing it nonstop for like 8 years. And after being robbed, moving back home, getting PayPal transactions cut, getting financing being pulled, like PayPal, who we had built our entire network on, my entire finances were built through PayPal, and within 1 week PayPal pulled their entire credit system. So all of my funding just went away. Just like that. And that was just another thing. What happened to the old RHG thing? What are you talking about? I feel like I need to extend this portion of this out. Can we extend this out? Can I just do this just to give us a little more time for these to summon before I start doing something? Dude, I really hope so. Like, the issue with my TikTok right now is because I have another TikTok account. It's not showing my content on this TikTok account that I just started for Stone Stick Station at all. Like, you see this? These would have 0 views. The only reason why these have any views at all, these are only from the people that, when I follow somebody, end up checking the profile out. The content system is literally not showing the content to anybody. Both of these uploads had 0 views until I started following people. And just following people is the only way that these are getting any views at all. So I don't know what to do about that. But whatever. My favorite animator has to be Old School Turquoise, man. He's the GOAT. Okay, let's see if we can get the 100 text in here. 100. He didn't stop animating. If you watch Animator versus Animation, or not, sorry, not Animator versus Animation, what am I talking about? If you watch Alan Becker's stuff, a lot of Alan Becker's stuff is turquoise. Oh, that needed to be moved up. A lot of Alan Becker stuff is not just one person, but he works full-time for Alan Becker. Let's put it that way. I didn't shut down StickPage. I never owned StickPage. I lost my contract with StickPage, I think it was 2015, and then shortly after that, they never did anything else to the website. They just left it as it was when I left, for the most part. That backswing's so nasty, dude. I wonder if we can I get away with? I'm gonna see if I can get away with that. TikTok algorithm is weird. Years ago, then I got wrongly taken down by cyberbullying. Yeah, the thing is there's algorithm issues, and then there's like the account being blocked. I know this because here. I got popular doing YouTube or TikTok content for Pokemon for my business. But what happened was, let me show you. What am I? In my space here, I started to get some traction and started to do really well. But I had an issue where there was people who were just taking my content, downloading it exactly as it is, and uploading all of my content onto their TikTok as if they made it, which caused my account basically where anytime I made anything new, it would say that I'm copyrighting somebody else. Brand new recorded footage would be stated that I was copying the people who were downloading and uploading my content. So I tried making different accounts, but the same thing would happen where it essentially would acknowledge my voice and my face being copyrighted to somebody else who was downloading and uploading my content. So instead of continuing this account, I made a new account, but TikTok doesn't like you making new accounts, even though it has a system based on allowing you to do that. So it's not sending it. There's a one thing, if the algorithm doesn't like what you're making, you'll still get around 200 views. The problem is that the account is like locked or is being pinched of all views, not just like, oh, it's not doing the traditional starting amount of views. It's literally showing it to nobody. Like if I didn't follow anybody, both of these animations would have one view, and that would just be me looking at them. That's not an algorithm thing. It's quite literally like the account doesn't exist, you know? So we're going to keep working on this to see if we can do something about it. But in the meantime, it is what it is. But this is my old account. But I don't want to go from posting, like if I posted on this account my new stick figure stuff, it would get views because this account isn't locked. It isn't locked out. But I'm hoping I can keep posting on the Stone Stick Station TikTok and it'll unlock it. The blur effect, this is just movie clip blur and then choosing one axis. Movie clip blur and then blurring either the X or Y axis. Sick Fight is definitely not dead, for sure. We're alive and well. We talked about it in that DojoCast episode. And it's definitely not dead. In fact, I would say there's going to be a resurgence now that we have shorts being a way that people consume a lot of content. And shorts play into our strengths as animators and what we're creating very well. Okay. Hatena, what's up, sir? Hi, buddy. My best animator friend? I don't know that I have a best animator friend. What are you doing today, Hatina? It's me. Yeah, Hatena. Maybe it is Hatena, dude. I'm on that grind. What's up, dog? What's up, Mr. Jumbo? How we doing? I appreciate you stopping by, dog. I think I might just finish my short today. Let's all animate. How deep are you into the next installment, Jumbo. What's up, Max? How you doing, buddy? Few weeks. You have a system down at this point, don't you? Like, I look at what you're doing and I'm like, that's pretty cozy. Like, you can kind of just like, kind of clock out, turn your brain off, create new stick, and just like straight ahead, go for it. That's like my favorite kind of junk food animating, you know? Connor, what's up, buddy? Like, it's that perfect, like, 2D, straight ahead. Like, the good, the fun stuff. That's what I enjoy the most. Other anime projects? Other as in, like, Andre's Arena? I was actually thinking about honestly, finishing up the second part to Andre's Arena. Because it is done. It just needs sound effects. And usually I was having someone help me with sound effects, but maybe I'll just do them myself. Just so I can be self-sufficient on it. And get it done, you know? Right now, I'm working on this new series called Smash Lab, where Andre smashes things that are risen up on this lift, and people in the comments can leave suggestions for what he should smash next. The first video was on a cup, and everyone suggested onions, so what I'm working on now is smashing these onions. That's this. Here, I'll show you the first one here. This one. Oh yes, I still have a project with JH. Still have a project with Exortine. But honestly, I'm trying to get better so that I can show up better for them in those animations. This is the first one. Yeah. So that's the first one, and today we're working on number 2. So I appreciate you checking that one out. No, the demon this time around turns the onions into one big onion. And then that one big onion is going to crack open and turn into a bunch of little sentient onionlings that are like creepy crawly spiders that are going to chase Andre down and gross him out. Yeah, I storyboarded this, or I created an animatic for this before going live. Not yesterday, but the day before. Yeah, it's Nightmare Fuel for sure. But Andre's first gonna give it a nice big charged, power up charged smash. before we go for that. Dahlia, what's up, buddy? Famous for that one low quality picture of his face. I know, dude. The animatics are Hatena inspired. I will say that with my whole chest. It is something I struggle with, but it has made what I have done more fun and entertaining and more reliable idea-wise in my execution, for sure. I like it because when the animatic is done, I can turn my brain off, focus on making it look clean and polished. Yes, I do agree. And I agree with that before too. But it was my execution. I could never get the animatic to work, to do the job that the animatic was supposed to do, you know? Which is like outline your idea and help give clarity to what you're doing. I always ended up just like rebelling against it and not doing the animatic. Not out of choice, but out of like, it just did not work for me. But for whatever reason this time around it did. So I'm grateful. It'd be so cool if he changed his mind, man. He used to be my best animator buddy. I'm glad he didn't straight up ignore us. Animate something and play Minecraft. Dude, it's funny how people like that. Those us not doing much episodes. I think it's great. Yeah, I don't think we need to have a guest all the time, you know? The guest episodes are great. Don't get me wrong. But we don't need them all the time. For sure. Evil Twin, you just have a rock sit there as a guest. That'd be great. Did I get a break, though? No, I have it easy. The 10 is the one who needs a break. I don't know if you guys know this, but he carries. Him and Loonstar carry. We have 37 animators on Alan's team, most of which are directly from the community. 37 is insane. In a good way. I honestly don't think I'd make the cut anymore to be on Alan's team. It's an elite group of animators. I don't work very good for other people. Not because I am lazy or hard to work with. I lose my steam if I don't have creative freedom use of my time. I thrive on not being bound. I'll distract everyone with my good looks. Naturally, of course. Of course. That is... Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's my biggest issue. Just inherently too attractive to keep around. For sure, you know what? I didn't say it. It wasn't me. It couldn't have been me that said that. You know what I mean? His local priest? His LP? No, it's league points. He says league points. He's his league points, dude. I would like nothing more to do exactly what I'm doing right now as my actual job. Like where I make money to sustain doing it. Job. But I don't know if that's possible. But I'm gonna keep trying anyways. Alan would probably know if doing shorts is a viable strat, but of course his scale is like insane. His scale of reach is like not even something that you can get even remotely close to being reliable as like, oh, if I just get to this level, I can do this as a job. Like he is like 0.0000001% of YouTube. Keep at it. Shorts on an individual level can be very profitable. That's what I'm thinking, man. And if I could just do this and this makes people happy and makes me happy, it'd be the best thing for the world, you know? I know damn well, though, that having his skin in Fortnite definitely contribute to folks finding out about his work. I don't think GG gets any money from Fortnite, or at least not anymore, since the skin isn't really available anymore. Yeah, I don't know how that works either. I still rock it whenever I play Fortnite, though. At least for a couple matches. You do stand out quite a bit with the big golden sheen. The skin led to a burst in RHG popularity? Really? I know that. Oh yeah, Hatena, I have a section of this animation that I wanted to show you the timeline for because I thought you'd get a kick out of it. I don't really think Fortnite impacted RHG or the sick community. It really benefited Gildaguy. Most people won't look deeper than what's presented. That's how I feel. In this section over here, I have these 25 onions get bounced into the sky. So naturally I animated 25 different separate arcs of onions bouncing. I 100%. I prefaced it heavily that it was super unnecessary and definitely overdoing it and not what you should be doing. I made sure the audience understood that it should not be, this isn't what you should be doing. Yeah, it actually didn't take that long either. But there's definitely better ways to have gone about it. For sure. Do I want this up here? No, I'll just do it right here. Later, buddy. Thank you. Swinging it from the side. I did do that in... Look here. It's opening. What's up, Struck? Do 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 do. Hold on. Like this. This is Andre versus Cinder in Andre's arena. Obviously, yeah, it's incomplete. As you can tell, Cinder doesn't have any hair. But then also, look at right here. The background was done by Stickley. He killed it. Oh, I forgot I got this far into this. These flames right here took me an entire week. That took me a week. My favorite Arishi character is Alpha. His part has taken me so long though, dude. This is the third installment of Andre's Arena. Yeah, I'm gonna animate Cinder's hair as well. And this one isn't done. Back here, Andre versus Koa is done. It just needs sound effects and I think camera work, maybe. Right. This is the end of Andre's Arena 1 that you guys saw. Last time I ever saw Andre holding elemental stuff was that one collab you did a rebalance. Remember, you said, remember me, and the lightning, flinging bolts of lightning at some... Oh, that was lightning versus fire with Turquoise. This is Andre versus Koa in Andre's Arena. Look at all the rings, dude. All the individually animated rings. 50 individually animated rings. But yeah, this one's pretty much done. I just need to add sound effects for the most part. This swing was also a lot of fun. Right here. Oof. Bam. I don't know. I just need to get the gumption to do the sound effects and camera work for it, and it's done. What's up, Luzar? But yeah, this is the other time I swung the hammer in another direction, or towards the camera, rather. I'm chilling, dude. I'm chilling. Big chilling, big chilling. I feel like what I'm working on now, I'm better than then, even. I feel like this is better than things that I did in that animation, even. We also worked on some camera effects, guys. I worked on the V-cam a little bit. What are we thinking? You're planning on redesigning the hammer? I've seen your old anims and you're always had a pretty inconsistent design for it. Yeah, I always pretty much redrew it every time. Now I actually copy and paste it between animations. It's an onion. It's got layers. I'm honestly obsessed with this right here. That's such a monstrous swing. This sequence here is nuts. Also, I realized we are missing a smear. I never finished doing the smear on this, because this definitely requires another smear to get from here to here. So let's actually take a quick break and do this. Let's say like right here. I like doing the smear frames now. They're relaxing. Before they used to just like endlessly stress me out because I didn't have a clue what I was doing. I still don't really know what I'm doing, but I feel like my results sometimes are good enough to where I'm like, oh, this makes me happy. This makes my life better. So we're gonna work on this smear here because I never finished this. So So we'll work on this a little bit, and then we'll go back towards where we were at the end of the animation. Your hammer edges were more sanded off like the shape of an Aster gem. I'm not even sure what that is, to be honest with you. The hammer is definitely scuffed. Like it's not a smooth surface. Oh, like it's kind of beveled in a sense. It is all the same material. Oh, I see what you're saying about the gem. No, I see it more as like an actual square cut. Like, I genuinely see it, like, if you were to turn the hammer, that it is quite literally like this. What's the next thing Andre will go hammer? That'll depend on the comments, honestly. I don't really know. I'd like for people to engage with the content, you know. I want people to feel like they're a part of what it is that I'm doing. And part of that comes from them participating in its creation. So in theory, I don't know what the next thing we'll hammer will be until I kind of see what the audience wants to see, in a way. Should not waste onions. I agree, he should not waste onions. It's kind of an awkward angle to do this at. Chuck versus Andre, I wouldn't stand a chance against Endo, dude. Endo is a mythical creature. I did always like that interpretation where the portion where the handle meets the hammer widens a bit. I think you had a design for either Rebalanced or Speed Battle against Aori. It's possible. I do remember messing around with it here and there for sure, but I never locked in any one real change, to be honest. I would just experiment with stuff here and there. But in the end, I really like the most simple form of the design that has like the least going on with it. Much better. So, Stone, I actually learned a fun fact about whales this time. Do you want to hear it? Sure. Shoot for it. I like it. I like it. The back leg movement in the middle swing is sick. This right here, the crossover, where he stands it up, crosses over, and then sits it back down to catch. Or are you talking about right here, where the leg rotates? I don't. I never watched soccer. The Onions never stood a chance. Yeah, the rotation. I'm glad you noticed that. I just cleaned up. Are the onions on 2s? Yeah. Most of the onions are on 2s. Some are on 3s for some parts, just to change it up. Yeah, he does swing the hammer fast. The hammer is incredibly heavy. So the lore of it is like I don't have like a distinct weight, but even really strong people are gonna have a hard time lifting it. Andre makes it seem a lot lighter than it is. I illustrated I think the best in Andre versus Koa. If you look here, Koa's no chump, but Koa's like a lightweight attacker, right? He's very agile, very quick, so he's not super strong, like heavy. So he tries to go pick up the hammer here, and you look, he's barely budging it. And then when Andre goes to pick it up, it's casual. I think it would have if it didn't move it. I know. I had to move it a little bit. Gotta give him some credit. It's not a Thor's hammer type situation where it's like mythical, where you can't move it unless you're approved, you know, or worthy or whatever. It doesn't have conditions like that. But that's why Andre is really strong, but he's slow. But because he knows he's slow, he has to really be conscious of what he does in combat. He learns quickly. He has a lot of combat knowledge because he knows he has to be thinking one step ahead, because if he's moving this hammer, it's slow. For every one swing he does, you know, his opponent might attack 3 or 4 different times. So he has to kind of think about ahead of time where they're going to be and what they can do. He is a tank build for sure. Yeah, it did crash. We didn't lose much though. We got pretty lucky. Charge up time. Yeah, recall the continuation of that one rebalance collab. Your part had Andre literally slamming it down left and right so fast it was creating after him. Yeah, the after images, that's something I want to bring back too as like an ability. Yeah, he could bench. He's got the power. Okay, so we need to stand up. It's time to charge the hammer. I haven't seen... Do you know where that rebalanced collab is? Oh my gosh, is this it? I don't even know where they found this. This animation's genuinely so awful. I like this part. Like right there. Like, I knew that the sheer strength of the hammer would be nuts, but to lift it and move it so fast to make after images, yeah, he's really strong. Dude, we gotta get Jeweler back. Or is he working as an animator somewhere hiding still? His max bench? I have no idea. It's not something I would have thought of. £1,000 skull crushers. Okay, so Andre's now gonna bend down, and we gotta charge our hammer up. We need to get some electricity coursing through it. So he's going to bend down, jump up. Well, I don't know if he's gonna jump up. I think we're just gonna raise the hammer with one hand, Thor style, and get some electricity in it. I think that's the game plan here. Bend down, we're gonna grab the hammer, lift it up, we're gonna put some electricity into it. You know, the one thing I never really actually seen Andre do was actually discharge lightning as a projectile. He could. What if he does a 360 front flip, spinning the hammer around as he smashes the onion? That might be good for the next one. The only time was when Oxub animated him for Archie Legacy. Yeah, he definitely can discharge it. So that's something that I probably should explore again. Control someone's nervous system? I think if that were to be even remotely realistic, he'd have to know how to tone down the electricity to a level that's not going to hurt someone's body. I tend to stick to things that are more visual when it comes to powers. Like something like that isn't very visual. It takes a lot of like storytelling to describe something like that. And storytelling's not my strong suit for sure. I like things that are visual, you know, that doesn't take like a story behind understanding what's happening. powers that are like just impossible to visualize. I don't like those kinds of things. I see a lot of people write this in. They'll be like controlling the ether around someone's dimensional space of thoughts, like just using a bunch of word salads and throwing it together into an ability. And then I'm like, well, what does that look like? Like, what does that animate that? To me, that just sounds like a nightmare. Like those kinds, that I'm not saying your idea, but those kinds of ideas that are not visual at all in the representation of how you, when you think about them, you're like, what is that supposed to look like? You sound like you wouldn't like JJK. I have only watched a little bit of JJK, but those stories, those animes will actually have a lot of storytelling around something like that so that it makes sense, right? There's a lot of actual dialogue. But in a stick figure fight where I'm not even doing dialogue, there's no groundwork for you to understand a lot of the things that would be said or like, imagine JJK except there was no imagine JJK, but instead of the entirety of the show was 1 minute long and there's no text or verbal descriptions of anything. You know what I mean? I feel like it's way too minute for Andre to control. He could just control magic lightning and channel it through either his body or the hammer. That's it. Yeah, it's not like he can control like a tornado or something. You know, the lightning is a force of nature, and at the end of the day, it just, the hammer is a conductor that passes through Andre. Is one way to think of it. You know. But he's not in full control of the electricity or of the lightning as it travels, per se. He can suggest it, though. He can suggest it and direct it to a certain extent, but he's not specifically telling it where to go. The lightning comes from the hammer. But the hammer is like semi-sentient in itself. Like he can call to it and summon it, but the hammer is special. But Andre is just in tune with it. So it's like when they're fighting, it's like a collaboration. They're working together as like a team. Because the lightning in Rebalance 2 has him coming out of his hands, discharged through his fist. Yes. Because he is also a conductor, right? Like the electricity is passing through him. So much like the hammer is a conductor, he can pass the electricity through himself, because he's the earth is the ground for both the hammer and Andre. So when the electricity is rising through the hammer, it's also going through Andre. 993300. Okay. Raising the hammer up. It's going to be charging electricity here. The core strength to do this would be nuts. I actually don't know that I like it. I have a different idea. I'm gonna have him swing it forward instead. Instead of raising it the way he did there. Yeah, we're gonna give this a shot. Let's see if we can get it to where we swing this bad boy forward. I think I know the pose I want now. He's gonna be like this. Let's try this. Somehow we got the legs over here. Not sure how I managed to do that, but okay. Okay, this might work. Electricity will be charging here on the face of the hammer. This might work. We'll see. Let me see. Okay. Okay. Whoosh. And then he'll be able to bring it back. Okay, we might be getting somewhere. And it's going to be like this. We will smear frame it back to this position. Okay, can we pull this off? This is a big maybe. What's up, dude?
Lunch.
Lunchtime?
Mm-hmm.
Time
It's
is it?
12:01.
Okay. I'll be done in just a second here.
Okay.
I'm going to finish up setting up this swing, guys, and then I'm going to make some lunch. Go on my lunch break. But I want to see if I can pull this off. This is a full extension hammer. So I'm going to see if I can get this pulled off. If I can pull this off, I'll go to lunch happy. Dang, that's a long way to draw a leg. Oops. This might be way too many frames to do this. We'll see. Actually, maybe not. That actually might be it. Charging, swings back. Like you can even see it a little bit in the feet here. Oh yeah. Okay. All right. I think we're gonna go ahead and take a break there, have some lunch, and then I'll be back for my afternoon stream. So I shall see you all in just a little bit here. Okay. BRB.